Warm greetings to my dear students. In previous lecture we discussed about the structure of enzyme, and now we'll discuss about the specific properties of enzymes. So we all know that the enzymes are complex macromolecules with high molecular weight, and they catalyze biochemical reactions. So enzymes are very specific in their actions. So first of all, we'll discuss about their protein nature. Chemically, all enzymes are made up of proteins having high molecular weight and basically made up of chains of amino acids which are linked together by peptide bonds. So enzymes can be denatured, means proteins loses their shape at high temperature, and enzymes are also made up of proteins, so they can be denatured at high temperature. Secondly, their colloidal nature. So all enzymes are colloidal in nature. They are macromolecules. Macro means large size molecules, so they provide large space for reactions. Hence they accelerate the rate of reaction. Due to their colloidal nature, they can be isolated by dialysis. Third point is specificity. Specificity is very important. All enzymes exhibit specificity for the reaction they catalyze. Means enzymes are specific to particular reaction. Specificity is actually the ability of an enzyme to choose exact substrate. See, inside a cell there are many molecules, but E1 will act on S1 only and E2 will act on S2 only. That means enzyme 1 is made for S1 and enzyme 2 is made for substrate 2. But the question arises, how is the specificity determined in biological processes? So they are determined on the basis of bonds or groups attached to it. Now the types of specificities: absolute specificity, group specificity, bond specificity, and stereospecificity. So what is absolute specificity? Absolute specificity in this enzyme catalyze only one type of reaction. Enzyme acts upon only one specific substrate. For example, maltase. And in group specificity, here the enzyme is specific to a bond and groups surrounding the bonds. Example is hexokinase. Hexokinase enzyme acts on different types of hexose sugar. Then comes bond specificity. In this, they are specific only to certain types of bonds such as peptide bond, glycosidic bonds, ester bonds, etc. Example, ribonuclease enzyme. And then comes stereospecificity. Here the enzyme is specific not only to substrate but also to its optical configuration, and this is the highest specificity shown by any class of enzyme. And because some enzymes show enzyme activity on specific stereoisomers. An example is L-amino acid oxidase, and it will act on L-amino acids. D-amino acid oxidase, it will act on D-amino acids. Now comes its large size. So the large size, they are made up of proteins and they are macromolecules. So they offer large surface area to substrate, which helps in increase in rate of reaction. Now comes the capacity to react with acidic and basic substrate. As major part of enzyme is made up of protein, and proteins are made up of amino acids, and amino acids are amphoteric in nature. What do you understand by amphoteric? Amphoteric means they can react both as a base and as an acid. So amino acids, they contain both acidic and basic groups. Acidic group and a basic group. Next comes enzyme optima. Sixth point. So enzymes precisely work at certain optimum conditions such as appropriate temperature, appropriate pH and ion concentration, and their activity depends on temperature, pH and substrate concentration. And at high temperature, they lose their catalytic property. So this is enzyme optima. Seventh is enzyme inhibition. Enzyme activity can be reduced or inhibited by other chemicals, and those chemicals are known as enzyme inhibitors. They bind on active site of enzyme and reduces its activity. So enzyme inhibition is what? Here, the enzyme activity can be reduced or inhibited by other chemicals, and those chemicals are known as enzyme inhibitors. So that's it for now. We'll continue with the next topic in our next lecture. Thank you so much.